I am now in the place where you can get personalised videos from all of your favourite celebrities, content creators and podcasters like me. If there is someone you want a personalised message for, a personalised shout out, a birthday message or just something funny, search for Darren Rees Football for Kids on the Cameo app now.
Memorial Day deals are here at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances, including Samsung. Plus, save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances, $396 or more. Like the Samsung Bespoke AI Laundry Combo, the largest capacity, fastest, all-in-one laundry combo available that washes and dries in one machine. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 5/15 through 6/18. Selection varies by location. Total savings varies based on purchase amount. See Lowe's.com for details.
To the Football for Kids podcast with me, Darren Rees. In this episode, we're going to be looking into the life and career so far of someone who has recently become a Ballot d'Or winner. Someone who is undoubtedly one of the most important players at Manchester City and someone who is a Spanish footballing icon. Yes, you've guessed it. In this episode, we're going to be speaking about no other than the legend and the powerhouse that is Rodri. So let's get straight into it, shall we? Rodrigo Hernández Cascante, nicknamed Rodri, was born in Madrid, Spain on the 22nd of June in 1996. Rodri comes from a close family where family really is everything. His dad is an engineer and his mum is a marketing director. It's said that ever since he was a young boy and growing up in Spain, in Madrid, with his brothers Gonzalo and Alvaro, his mum and dad installed into him and his brothers the importance of hard work and the importance of being disciplined to achieve great things. Something which he has carried through his life and brought him great success, and something which has always stood out about him. Rodri grew up in Madrid in Spain and played football with a range of different people. And in his early days and as a very young player, the coaches would always note and speak about how incredible his work ethic was. The youngster was so unbelievably hardworking, even when he was doing the most boring or repetitive of tasks. He would be given a football drill to do, which may be as simple as dribbling in and out of cones for 10 minutes, going forwards, then going backwards, then going forwards, you get it. And the coaches said that for 10 minutes straight, he would be giving it 110% effort, working on every aspect of a drill, from his speed to his agility to his touch to his control and everything in between. It didn't matter what he was doing. He would naturally give it his best shot every single time. And naturally, this made him develop at a very fast pace. Rodri said that since he was a youngster, football has always been a part of his life. In fact, he said it basically was his life. He cannot remember a time when he wasn't obsessed with football. He was completely and utterly transfixed by the skills and the ability of some of the players he used to watch, like Zinedine Zidane. Zidane was a big part of the reason that he spent hundreds and hundreds of hours as a little boy practicing with a ball at his feet, dreaming of scoring goals and making assists like Zinedine Zidane did. When Rodri was a youngster, he played in a local team in Madrid, and he played with a couple of other players who have gone on to do some great things in football themselves, including the likes of Lucas Hernandez, the now PSG player, and Theo Hernandez, the now AC Milan player. That team must have been a good team, producing players who have gone on to play in such big clubs in 3 separate countries. Anyway, Rodri would eventually be spotted and he would end up joining the youth academy of Atletico Madrid. A place known for producing some of the most incredible talent in the world, and a place where you had to be extremely good to stand out as better than the rest. But this is exactly what Rodri did. He stood out, yes, because of the hard work that he had installed in him and the discipline, but the coach who was looking under the under-14 side at Atletico Madrid said that Rodri was different. He could scan around the pitch without looking at the ball with his head high. He read the game unbelievably well. He wasn't greedy, he never hung on to the ball for longer than he needed to, and he was good at doing the stuff that the others couldn't do. But the thing with him is he did it all at such a young age. Great players can do this stuff, but they don't tend to do it until they get a little bit older. Rodri was well ahead of his time. However, although he was clearly super talented and had all of these wonderful things going for him and so many fantastic attributes, some people at Atletico Madrid didn't see how much potential he had because he wasn't the tallest and he wasn't the biggest in terms of his build. Some of the coaches and the people at Atletico Madrid who made the decisions said that he was just too small and they didn't think that he would have the strength to compete, no matter how good his skills were. Oh, how they would be proved wrong later on. When Rodri was around 16 years old, he made a move from Atletico Madrid to Villarreal, and it was at Villarreal that Rodri really grew into a man. The once short, skinny kid quickly became a muscular, broad and solid footballer, and when he grew into his body, his strength combined with his unbelievable footballing ability made him sensational. One of the other things which Rodri's family injected into his personality and his structure was the importance of education. His mum and dad were extremely intelligent people with responsible and senior jobs, and Rodri naturally wanted to follow in their footsteps and get his education under his belt. So, while making his way up the ranks at Villarreal and getting the opportunities to play for both the B side and the first team, he continued with his studies, where he was studying a degree in business economics. By this point, he was earning some pretty decent money, and he could have been living in a luxurious house or apartment near the Villarreal training ground. Instead, he insisted on living in the university accommodation so that he could be extra committed to his degree and all of his learning. Somehow, Rodri balanced a full-time university course and a degree while becoming one of the regular faces at Villarreal, one of the biggest clubs in Spanish football. He was literally balancing books under one arm and a football under the other. It's also important to mention that not only was he doing some wonderful things in his club career and getting people very excited about him, but at this point he'd already represented his country of Spain on numerous occasions. Something I didn't tell you earlier was the reason that Rodri joined Villarreal was when he was a youth player, it's reported that Atletico Madrid let him go. And the reason for this, apparently, was because of his size. Atletico Madrid said later on that they regretted not giving him the opportunity to grow in and develop as a player in terms of his size and his strength. Lucky for them, Rodri would return to Atletico Madrid as a senior player, where he played with them for one season and was almost always a player in the starting 11. And then in 2019, Manchester City came knocking, and he would become a Premier League player. Pep Guardiola instantly loved him, not only because he was a tremendous footballer, but because just how impressive he was. He said his manners were pretty much perfect. The way that he carried himself and respectfully spoke to others was exceptional. He also spoke perfect English. Rodri's dad insisted when he was younger that he learnt the English language, and he sent him on foreign exchange trips because he knew that this would develop his language skills. Rodri is ever so grateful for those times that his dad persuaded him to do those trips and learn the English language. When Rodri joined City, He said in an interview that he didn't expect to go into the team straight away. He expected to have to earn his place and show the manager and his teammates why he should be in the starting 11 each week. A humble attitude which he still has to this day. Rodri has become one of the most important pieces of the puzzle for Manchester City over the past 6 seasons, and the stats for when he hasn't been in the team are quite staggering. He has become the piece of the puzzle that holds the Manchester City machine together and keeps it moving and scoring and winning. Since being with the club, he's won the Premier League with the club multiple times, the FA Cup once, the League Cup twice, and of course, in the 2022-23 season, Rodri scored the winner in the Champions League final against Inter Milan, which made Manchester City and Rodri treble winners, and only the second team in English football history to do it. In 2024, Rodri became a Ballot d'Or winner, making him that year the greatest player on the planet. So, this is a story of grit, determination, and it's a lesson on how hard work pays off. A lesson on why education is important even if you're going to make it as a professional footballer. It's a reminder of how things like being polite, manners and respecting others is vitally important. And, of course, that never giving up and having that attitude will get you a very long way in life. At 28 years old, I think it's fair to say that Rodri Part 2 will need to be done in the not so distant future. I hope that you've enjoyed listening and learning all about Rodri and his career so far, and all of the wonderful things he's managed to achieve. And remember, if you know someone who loves football just as much as you do, then please tell them about Football for Kids. And whether you're playing football soon, watching it on the telly or pitch side, I hope that you enjoy the game. See you next time.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.